No, you don't understand. The jungle is our home. We're not laboratory mice. We're creatures of the wild.
So, what are we going to do tomorrow night, Brain?
Now, you guys set the style because you were the main characters and you set the voices, but I had to be very careful about who I wanted to bring into the room with us because I wanted to be sure they would have the same vocal style and that they would play with us the way we were used to playing, which is, you know, you don't want to bring someone in who's a stick in the mud. You want to bring in someone who's going to laugh and giggle.
Who are those ridiculous people who just stand there and read?
Those are actors, Pinky.
Oh, and who are those people that no one's paying any attention to, Brain?
Those are the writers, Pinky.
We also had great, like, guest stars. We had tons of really fun people. Roddy McDowell did a bunch of shows, and you know, Ernest Borgnine and Eric Idle.
Very uptown, Mr. Wolfgang Puck Tea Room.
Father!
Don't make me separate you, boy.
Pinky, my parents.
Oh, I know, Brain. They're super!
Narf. Narf? That's funny, Narf.
We like your friend, son. Narf.
Casting the guest roles on the show was a very serious responsibility. I had to be very careful, and we had those few episodes where we meet your parents and Ernest Borgnine. Which is just so perfect because he's so blue collar, you know, for Brain who tries to be so upper crust.
They just have great, great voices. There's a thing about really good voice actors that they get the intention, they can do the funny voice, but then there's this extra level of polish.
Johnson, sweetie, du wird be so beautiful, maken mit der Herren Schniepen all Krukaten.
What? You see stuff happen from these actors that continually impresses and surprises you. And I think that's not too surprising for the celebrity talent that would come in, who are used to working, you know, with their face, and this is their instrument, and then they see Frank be a coughing lobster, and then be George Bush the First, and then be Ronald Reagan, and then be Bob Hope, and then Maurice would do 14 different things, and same with Billy West, and then animals fighting with each other, and you'd see the actors go, oh my God, this is, how does this happen?
You really get to play a lot, and that's the part that's really fun. Just the full-on, hey, we're putting on a show.
It's a show about two lab mice who want to take over the world.
I like that. I like that a lot. Let's do it. And I'm adoring you for no good reason.
There were countless times where I would look at Maurice, or in the case of Animaniacs, I'd look at Tress and Jess and I'd say, you know, take a picture of this because this is as good as it gets. Because when you're able to work with people that you would choose to spend your free time with and get paid to do essentially what got you in trouble in 7th grade.
Right. Just act natural, Pinky.
Right, Brain. La 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 la! Zord! Love! What? Hey, God!
Pinky, not that natural.
Why do you think we gave our guts to it so much? What was it about that made us all so passionate? I know for me it was, I knew that when I'd go in for a recording session that I was going to laugh for most of the 4 hours. That I was just going to sit behind that glass and laugh. I would just sort of open the doors for you guys and let you go, let you do what you did, and I would be entertained.
Ooh, I'm cured! Oh, I feel funny. No, Fifth.
You know, the toughest part of my job is to find a place to get a breath from laughing too hard.
Boo.
Can we just talk for a minute about the music and how great the music was for this? And Animaniacs, but I mean, Richard Stone, God rest his soul, what a genius.
We lost him
I
a few
really
years
miss
ago.
him so
I miss
much.
him too.
He wrote in that Carl Stalling vein that was just, he knew how to just recreate that sound, and everything sounded so Warner Brothers-y.
And it was so much fun to go over to the Warner Brothers lot and go to stage A, I think it is, which is where all the Looney Tunes were recorded, which is where music for Betty Davis movies were recorded and all that stuff. And there's an orchestra there playing live to this cartoon. Is such an incredible sound, and to see these guys sight reading, and you know that and doing all this stuff live, sight reading, it was so much fun.
Wow!
And then they'd finish the music cues and come back and watch the playback because they loved watching the cartoon so much.
Brian?
I'll be with you as soon as the oxygen reaches my skull, Pinky.
That particular time at Warner Brothers and about working with Steven Spielberg, who was really, truly involved in the shows, is that we really weren't censored that much in terms of what we could do. We had a lot of freedom in terms of the kind of stories we wanted to do. I mean, in an almost self-indulgent way.
Isn't that Michael Douglas?
No, Pinky, that's a load of saggy baggage.
I remember Gene McCurdy telling me that she had a meeting with him and he had the models that the artist would use, the 3D models, and just in the middle of the meeting he just takes them out and just starts playing with them, the Pinky and the Brain. I love these guys, he says. That's what Gene McCurdy
Well,
told
he is such a kid.
I love yes, and he goes, yes, and I go, yes, and he goes, yes, and I go, yes. And he goes, yes, and I go, all right, bye-bye. I think that.
And we used that in the cartoon.
We used that in the cartoon because it was just one of those strange things.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was
That's
really
great.
funny.
I'll tell you guys right now, I only have room for one more sitcom in the schedule.
Well, then we're the guys with the show. I think you're gonna like it.
Go.